What's up everybody, Moto-Jimbo here. We're going to do another video game video, and tonight we're doing a Star Trek The Next Generation for the Sega Genesis. One of my favorites as a kid. Me and a friend of mine used to spend a lot of time playing this. Has a lot of great memories attached to it. As you can see here, we get the Genesis version of the intro to the show, which is amazing. As a side note, this game was also released for the Super Nintendo under a different name. Basically the same game, except the Super Nintendo version was pretty much broken because the difficulty was so high. A lot of people just gave up on it. But if you're lucky and played the Genesis one, you got a pretty solid Star Trek game. Probably one of the best in my opinion. But let's go ahead and get started here. Alright, you can see Picard here is going to give us a pretty good backstory to read through. Not real common for console games of the time, but unless you're playing an RPG or something. But I'm not going to read all this. Basically, the Romulans are violating the neutral zone, and we got to figure out why them scumbags be doing that. But anyways, here we go. Pull up to here and we get a hail right away. It's a distress signal. Dr. Talaris basically is a archaeologist on a planet, and some Romulans show up and we have to go save her. If you do happen to forget what you were supposed to do, you can go to the ready room. Picard here will tell you what you need to do. I'll go ahead and show you one neat feature of this game. It's one of my favorite things is you can go around the whole bridge and check out the different stations. You got your navigation here, communications there, ready room, transporter. When you go in there, you can see you can pick different crew members to beam down to a planet if you're able to do so. And each character has different stats. Tech, health, tactical, and strength. And depending on what type of situation you think you're going to get into, you would choose accordingly. Engineering. Here you can put points in different ship systems. When I play, I go ahead and put a few in the major systems here. That way, if we start taking damage during a space battle, the engineering crew will go ahead and start working on those things. Then I go ahead and put a little on there and a little on the hull. But that'll save us a lot of trouble later on. The computer, this is really neat. You can look at all kinds of data from the Star Trek universe, such as time travel. See here, you can read about the slingshot effect. You can even look at the Enterprise lineage, see all the different ships and some history. But I won't go into all that because that would take forever, because it's really detailed and it's really cool. But anyways, let's go ahead and go to the planet that we needed to head to. And just as a side note, all of these systems you can actually go to. And as you can see, there's a lot of places to go to. You can visit every single one of them. So it gives it kind of an open world aspect. Most places you can't do anything there, but there are a few that you can. Some of them have no relevance to the story, and there's really nothing to do once you beam down, but it's kind of cool that it's there. But anyways, like I said, let's go ahead and go to where we need to go. If I can remember. There we go. I remember now. And then you set your warp speed. You can go really fast, but if you do, it says safe warp speed exceeded, and it will damage your engine some if you go that fast. But I'm not worried about it. My engineering team's already got some points towards the engines, and they'll be fine. Actually, did I put points on the engines? Better make sure. Yeah, I did. Uh-oh. And now we're at red alert because guess who showed up? The Romulans. Greetings, blah blah blah. basically we can pick different things to say here. Depending on what we say, we can diffuse the situation and they'll go on their way. But if I wanted to, I can fight them. I'd say we go ahead and fight them so I can show you a ship battle. Here we go. These warbirds are pretty strong, and way stronger than some of the scout ships you encounter. But he's already hailing us because we've already fucked him up. But he's dead. I never answer those hails because they're filthy Romulans, and I'd rather just kill them. The only thing I don't like, as you saw when that happened, I had to scroll all the way around the tactical to fight him. And by that time, he had already gotten a few shots in on me. So that part's a little bit lame, but as you can see, it turned out okay. Alright, we've arrived at the planet. We can go to the ready room. Picard will give us a captain's log and tell us what all we should expect, blah blah blah. Might want to read all that. But anyways, it seems like if we saw Romulans, or there were Romulans here, we should probably take Worf with us. If you want to beam down, probably shouldn't have taken Picard, but it'll be okay. We'll go ahead and kill this guy, and then I'll explain the controls a little better to you guys. Got him. Alright. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, I have my phaser highlighted. This command, the communicator, will make people follow you. If you hold B and down, you can switch characters, and some of them have tricorders. I switch them all to phasers, but honestly, whether they help you kill somebody is kind of hit or miss. I'm not sure why. Bad programming, whatever, I don't know. But they rarely help you in a fight. But as you can see, I'm handling it perfectly fine by myself. If we were playing the Super Nintendo one, we probably would have died. That's how hard that game is. Alright. And I love the top-down view of the game. Perspective, I should say. Kind of like Zelda. And later on in the game, there are some puzzle elements. But this whole view and the view on the bridge is actually taken from, it's a lot like the 25th anniversary game on the SNES. I didn't go as far to call this game its successor. They're so similar. And 25th anniversary on NES is probably one of my favorite NES games. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I do. I won't go into all that right now, but because we're focusing on this game, but I just wanted to get that out there. Blah 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 blah. Alright, see if we're gonna get beamed up now. Small messages will come across the bottom there. As you can see, there wasn't really much puzzles to this level. It's just pretty much action and then talk to her. But anyways, we got that done. Go to the ready room and everything seems quiet. Resume standard patrol. So that's what we'll do. We'll just kind of float around until something happens, which is basically what you have to do. And right away, another Romulan ship. Blah 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 blah. Apparently that blah blah worked. So let's go ahead and move around some more until we get another mission. I meant to show you the sensors earlier as well. Any star system you come to, see right now we're in deep space, no anomalous readings. If we were at a planet, it would give us all the details of that planet or star, such as its class, its size, all that good stuff. Here we go again. basically the Romulans are saying they've lost track of one of their ships, and we're like, what the hell you be doing here in Federation space? Hopefully soon, the Admiral at the Starbase will contact us and we can get on with the game. Sorry for the downtime here, you guys. It's just kind of a part of the game right here. I just, since we're waiting, I just want to say again, I love the details of the bridge. Here we go. Oh, now we're getting hell. Okay, here's Admiral Baldwin. Basically, he's telling us there's an epidemic on a planet and we need to go deliver some medicine to them. So let's go do that. I forgot to look. Alright, Alpha. So we'll head there. Fly over there. Here we go. Actually, I want to go a little bit faster. Orpingtons be damned. Let's go as fast as we can. Of course. Blah, 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 blah. Alright. Whoops. I went too far. There we go. I think we went to the wrong planet. I'm sorry. I did. I apologize for that, you guys. Here we are. As you can see, we didn't quite make it to the planet, and we found this strange looking ship here. Basically, the captain says we found a ship that's in a decaying orbit. So we have two choices. We can go onto the planet and give the medicine to those people, or we can try to save this ship right now. Kind of a spoiler. You can go onto the planet, save them, and come back and save the ship with no issue. Or we can do this first and then go to the planet and save less lives, and that pisses the Admiral off. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do this first because I want to show you what it's like to do some of the puzzle type things. Sorry, press the wrong button. We will take Worf. We will take Jordan, and we will take Data, and then we'll take another tactical person, which will be old Lieutenant Chan, and then we'll beam down. Here's another little cool feature, you guys. You can see with Worf, it just looks like it's dark in here. Go to Geordi, turns green because you're looking through his visor. Go to Data, it turns that because you're seeing through android eyes. Go to Lieutenant Chan and it's back dark. But anyways, I like using Geordi for this part. Basically what we need to do here is get the auxiliary power back on and get the lights back on. You'll need to gather these parts here as well, so you might as well start doing that. They'll come in handy here in a little bit when we want to fix the ship completely. And there's one of the parts we need. Oh, there's another one. So we'll go down here and put those in. Damn it. There we go. Wow. There we go. Just pressed the wrong button, I'm sorry. There we go, we got auxiliary power on, which means the doors are now open. We need to have our phaser ready. We probably actually want to switch to Worf now, because we're going to start running into some enemies very soon. And it looks like our friends got lost, but that's okay. They don't really help us anyways. Like I said, that's one of the most annoying things about this game. Why having a whole away team come down if nobody really does anything unless you are personally controlling them? Another interesting note on the two different versions of the game, the music on the Super Nintendo version is very Nintendo music, and it does not fit into a Star Trek game, in my opinion. I think the soundtrack to this game is much more fitting. We'll go over here. Pretty sure there was some stuff over here we need to get. No, I was wrong. I think playing this game for as long as I have, I would remember that, but it has been a little while, so give me a break. There they are, staring at the wall like they were in the Blair Witch Project. Come on, you guys. Down here is where we'll start running into the security robots. Now, the best thing to do is destroy that first, because if you shoot the robot first, another one will just pop out of the wall there and replace him. Now, on the Super Nintendo version, this is about as far as I got, because it got insanely hard on this level. There were so many of those robots. They would just swarm you to the point where they would shoot you so much you couldn't even stand up long enough to fire back at them. It was pretty ridiculous. Get some more of these. We'll need those. Need that. And basically anything you see in here picked up, you're going to need it. But there's nothing down that way, so I'm going to avoid that for the sake of speeding this up a little bit. I'm basically just wanting to show you the different types of gameplay here. So I'm going to show you the puzzles in this, and then probably end the video there, because again, I don't want to make a complete Let's Play video or anything. I'm just want to show you the basics of the game. Gotta put a tank down here, I think, as well. Yeah, there we go. Just make sure the symbols match when you do it. And here's where we're going to use those pipe looking pieces. You just match them up, of course. That should go there. And like I said, basically what we're doing here is trying to restore power to this ship before it falls out of orbit completely. I believe that's it for now. We'll head this way. We'll take care of that. Got him. Can't remember if there's anything down here or not. This is where everybody gathers and watches Full House. Shoot that. Shoot him. Now see, if I was using Jordy for that, where his tactical is much lower, that wouldn't have went so swell. And this right here, as you see, this door won't open, so how do we get it open? Right there's a pressurization pump that we picked up. Not sure how Worf carried that. He probably stuck it up his ass or something, but he carried it. I'll just show you some of the tricorder stuff too, just so you can see. Cryogenic pod. See, tell me what that was. I mean, that's not amazing, I know, but it's nice detail for a game of this age. Especially if you're a huge Star Trek nerd. Get that, get that. And like I said before, this is very similar to 25th Anniversary on the NES. Has the same perspective, some of the same types of puzzles. Some of the puzzles in 25th Anniversary are probably just a little more difficult in a way, I guess. The only really hard puzzle in this game is the next level. It's there are trapped miners um, down on a mining planet, of course, and you have to find them all. And it's really easy to get lost, forget where you've been. It's multiple levels, and it's just really confusing. And to be honest, I've never beaten that part without a map that I found online. It's just so confusing. There's so many passages and holes in the floor and different ways. You can only get to certain places through certain elevators, etc. It's just a real big pain in the ass. When I played it as a kid, me and my friend had a lot of trouble out of that level. Here we go, main computer online. So we can go down here and flip both these switches and get the power back on. There we go. You know, that's not overly complicated at all, but it's fun. And then we beam back up and we'll get a communication from these guys. Now this is where you start getting the meat of the story. It's a device, I can't remember the exact details right now, guys, because I'm kind of tired and it's been a long time since I played this. But it's like it's a device called the IFD, and these guys are giving different races some kind of test. And the Romulans are after the IFD because I think it can be like a major weapon, but sorry if I'm wrong about that. Like I said, it's been a long time and I don't want to read all this stuff. But now we'll go on to the planet. Oh. There he is, Admiral Baldwin's pissed. Enterprise, Admiral Baldwin here. That delivery to Orion's Alpha, I'm terrible at Roman numerals, you guys, is long overdue. What in blazes are you up to? I wish I could tell him to eat shit. We are proceeding immediately. We'll just be a smart ass. The epidemic is larger than we anticipated. You'd better have a good reason for your delay. Let's see what we can say. Yeah, I'll just be short with him. Blah, blah, blah. Let's continue on our mission. And these guys are going to be smart asses too. Ugly as well. Look like freaking Gandalf. Federation vessel, at long last you arrive. Starfleet and blah blah. There you go. But then we got, you know, there we go, there's that again. And when you're ready to take a break, you can actually save your game on here. We're going to mission log, but I'm not going to do that because I do have a save file that's way further into the game than this. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this little video. May not have been, excuse me, may not have been as entertaining as the other one, but I just want to show this game off because, like I said, it was one of my favorite Genesis games as a kid. Still is one of my favorite games. But anyways, hope you enjoyed. Maybe soon I'll get a motovlog up. See you later.